When you disappear from someone's life, it sends shock waves they never see coming. It's like pulling a rug out from under their feet, leaving them with nothing but questions. Your sudden absence creates a void, an emptiness they can't ignore. Why did it happen? What went wrong? These thoughts start spinning in their mind, pulling them into an emotional spiral. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and comment on what topics you want to explore in upcoming videos. This video is about more than just vanishing acts. It's about understanding the emotional storm you leave behind. Whether you've disappeared intentionally or unintentionally, the impact is undeniable. Today, we'll uncover the 9 powerful feelings people experience when you simply vanish. Some of these may shock you, while others might open your eyes to how deeply connected we all truly are. Keep watching, because this isn't just about them, it's also about you. When someone realizes you're gone, the first thing they feel is pure shock. It's like hitting a wall they didn't see coming. One day you're a part of their life, maybe a big part, and the next you're just gone. No warning, no explanation, just silence. This shock leaves them frozen, questioning everything. Did they miss a sign? Were they not paying attention? It's a sudden jolt that throws their emotions into chaos. The abruptness of your disappearance feels unnatural, almost surreal. It's the kind of moment that plays over and over in their head as they struggle to grasp what just happened. Shock doesn't just stop at surprise, it goes deeper. It disrupts their routine, their thoughts, and even their sense of stability. Your absence becomes a loud silence, and in that silence, the questions begin. And trust me, these questions won't fade anytime soon. After the initial shock fades, confusion takes center stage. This isn't the kind of confusion that disappears with time. It lingers, digging deeper into their mind. They start replaying every conversation, every moment, every interaction with you. They analyze your words, your body language, even your silences, looking for clues. What did I miss, they wonder? Was there something I said, something I did? The need for answers becomes overwhelming. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Frustrating and endless. The more they think, the more tangled their thoughts become. Confusion isn't just about the why, it's also about the how. How could you leave so suddenly? How could you walk away without a word? These thoughts start to spiral, leaving them feeling stuck, helpless, and lost in a maze of unanswered questions. This is the stage where your disappearance becomes not just a mystery, but an obsession. Confusion soon gives way to something even more painful: rejection. They start to believe that your disappearance is a reflection of their worth. Was I not good enough? Did I mean so little to them? These thoughts hit hard, cutting deep into their self-esteem. Rejection isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's a wound. It lingers in their mind, echoing every insecurity they've ever had. They might start to blame themselves, thinking they failed in some way. Failed to be interesting enough, kind enough, or important enough to make you stay. This sense of rejection creates a heavy emotional weight. It's not just about your absence anymore. It's about what your absence says to them. Even if leaving wasn't personal for you, it feels deeply personal to them. It's as if you've told them, without saying a word, that they weren't worth staying for. And that, more than anything, is what hurts the most. As the feelings of rejection settle in, anger begins to bubble up. They start to resent you for leaving without a word, without an explanation. The unanswered questions, the lingering confusion, it all transforms into frustration. How could they just leave like that? Who does that? These thoughts play on repeat, fueling their anger. This resentment isn't just directed at you. It can also turn inward. They might blame themselves for letting you into their life or for trusting you too much. It's a painful mix of emotions that keeps their minds spinning, unable to find peace. Anger can be a protective shield, a way to mask the sadness and rejection they're feeling underneath. They may start to rewrite the narrative of who you were in their life, convincing themselves you were never that important or that they're better off without you. But deep down, they know the anger is just a bandage over the deeper pain. And until they face it, that resentment will continue to burn. As anger simmers, anxiety often takes over. Their mind becomes a battlefield of what-ifs and maybes. They start imagining every possible reason for your disappearance, even the most irrational ones. Did something terrible happen to them? Did I do something so unforgivable that they couldn't even say goodbye? These thoughts spiral out of control, keeping them up at night. Overthinking becomes their constant companion. They replay conversations in their head, dissecting every word, every pause, every interaction. It's exhausting, but they can't stop. They feel like if they just think hard enough, they'll find the answer that explains everything. Anxiety doesn't just live in their mind, it takes over their body too. They might feel a knot in their stomach, a racing heart, or an overwhelming sense of dread. Your silence has created a storm within them, and until they get closure, the overthinking will keep them trapped in a loop of endless questions and growing unease. Once the anxiety subsides, what's left is a deep, lingering sadness. The reality of your absence sinks in and it hits them hard. They realize you're not coming back, at least not in the way they hoped. This sadness isn't just about missing you, it's about mourning the connection, the memories, and the role you played in their life. The void you left becomes impossible to ignore. It's in the quiet moments, the spaces where your voice, your presence, or your laugh used to be. They feel the weight of your absence in their daily routines, in their conversations, and even in their thoughts. Loneliness creeps in during this stage. Even if they're surrounded by people, there's a part of them that feels empty. You were once someone they relied on, someone they cared for, and now that part of their life feels hollow. It's a sadness that doesn't fade easily. It lingers, a constant reminder of what they lost when you disappeared. As the sadness settles in, they begin to turn inward. This is the stage where self-reflection takes over. They start asking themselves tough questions. Was it my fault? Did I do something to push them away? Guilt creeps in, and they begin to dissect their actions, replaying every moment to see where they might have gone wrong. They might blame themselves for things they couldn't control, even things that were never their responsibility. It's an exhausting mental cycle of second-guessing and self-criticism. For some, this reflection leads to growth. They become more aware of their actions and how they affect others. For others, it can deepen their insecurities, leaving. But guilt doesn't just stop with what they could have done differently. They might also feel guilty for still caring about you, for missing someone who left them without an explanation. This internal conflict can be one of the most painful parts of the process, as they wrestle with their feelings and try to make sense of the person they've become in your absence. After what feels like an endless emotional roller coaster, they eventually reach a point of acceptance. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's rarely a smooth journey, but slowly they come to terms with your absence. They stop searching for answers, stop replaying the past, and start focusing on the present. Acceptance doesn't mean they forget about you or erase the memories. It means they learn to live with the fact that you're no longer a part of their life. They begin to rebuild, finding strength in themselves rather than seeking closure from you. The unanswered questions lose their grip, and the emotions tied to your disappearance start to fade. For some, this stage brings peace and clarity. They use the experience as a lesson, a moment of growth that shapes their future. For others, the scars remain, a quiet reminder of the impact you had on their life. But either way, they begin to move forward, rediscovering who they are without you. It's a new chapter, one they write on their own terms. Disappearing from someone's life isn't just a simple act. It leaves ripples that can profoundly affect the people you leave behind. The shock, the confusion, the rejection, the anger, the anxiety. It's all part of a complex emotional journey. And while they may eventually accept and move on, your absence leaves a mark, a story they carry with them. This process isn't just about them, though. It's also about understanding the weight of your actions. When you leave without explanation, you leave behind more than just silence. You leave questions, emotions, and sometimes a wound that takes time to heal. If you've ever experienced someone disappearing from your life, or if you've been the one to step away, let this video remind you that these emotions are natural. They're part of being human. But with time, reflection, and resilience, healing and growth are always possible. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you felt these emotions before? Let's keep this important conversation going. Until next time, take care.